Okay, and now for all the 10 tasks. So I did all of my tasks this week, and I'm just gonna share some of them with you guys because I don't want this video to be too long again. We'll have to break it up into 2 parts. So my favorite ones from this week were writing down 20 things I enjoy doing and the last time I did them. We had to write down 5 more lives that we would like to lead. And we had to do a life pie. You know, all the areas in our life that we were lacking, that we're proficient in, blah, blah, blah. And the 10 tiny changes of things that you would like to do. And major activities and some other readings and whatnot. So I'm just gonna share with you guys. Sorry, I have to I can't show this one. I'll show you. I'll share with you guys the 5 more lives that I would like to lead if, you know, I wasn't doing all this artistic stuff. So the first one was an architect. I've always imagined designing my own office building, you know, like a huge skyscraper. And I've always seen that when I was little. Maybe in the future, who knows? But yeah, I want to not just design everyday structures and buildings. I want to like revolutionize the way people do buildings, because like, what's going on with these square buildings? Where's like the alien? I feel like if aliens came to our planet, they'd be just so bored. Like, I want to see like crazy structures like in Dubai or something like that. Crazy spiral buildings and stuff like that. And I also wanted to incorporate, you know, greenery and trees and stuff like that. I just think that's so cool. Like seeing like a huge forest in the middle of a building, like that's so amazing. And it'll just blend so well with nature. Birds will have somewhere to perch. And also I want, you know, any building that I create to have 0 emissions, 0, and just to be very integrated into nature, you know, without having to disrupt the natural surroundings of it. I know like probably building the skyscraper will probably disrupt the natural surroundings of nature, but we can incorporate it back into the building so that nature is preserved in the area. And my second life that I would love to lead is a professional pianist, musician / singer. Even though I do play piano, you know, for my personal reasons and personal form of expressing my creativity, to be a prodigy would be so cool. Just Stevie Wonder, Alicia Keys, are you kidding? And I wouldn't want to be limited to just the piano. I would want to play the guitar, the drums, the saxophone. I want to do every instrument. And my dad was like that. He is a one-man band. He plays like 5 different instruments, and I think that's just so cool. And he sings. And I also want to be a singer, but my voice cannot hold a note for nothing. But I can learn, you know, singing, or your voice is a muscle and it can be trained. So maybe, I don't know, one day. And for the third thing I want to do is be a green thumb gardener or farmer. I want to be someone that has a knack for growing plants. They can just like, and then the plant just grows and they don't really have to think too much about it, and they're just like a plant expert and they know when to water it, know what type of sunlight it needs and everything, and they can just like grow and produce so many food. And I would like to live off of the food that I grow, and also to give to others in my neighborhood. You know, I feel like that'd be so cool. And yeah, this plant this plant isn't thriving as much. I mean, at least it's still green. And I put some feathers in it just to, you know, for the vibes. But this had so much flowers on it when I bought it. And now there's none. And I planted a few other weeds I saw outside, and they're kind of thriving, but it's becoming winter. I think is that it's not getting direct sunlight anymore because it's winter. So the flowers are not budding anymore. But one flower did bud on my own. I had one flower bloom and then it quickly died. Anyways, so yeah, that's the other life I want to lead. And then the other one, I want to be an author. I never thought writing was my strong suit. I was always a visual artist, a visual type of person. And even though writing can be visual because you can, you know, write what people are imagining. But I just never been like a strong writer. Like that was my weakest subjects in school. It was always like art first, and then math and science, and then all the other subjects, and then reading comprehension and writing. So although I did win the poetry competition in middle school, I wrote about a strawberry patch. That's what my poem that's what my poem was about, and I won. So maybe I still have that in me. But it's also, you know, a muscle, or, you know, something you can learn. So I won't knock that out of, you know, the cards for me. And last but not least, an interior designer. I just love how a house or a space can reflect a person and their interest, and, you know, who they are on the inside. Who the house is on the inside can reflect that as well. And you know, I just love when a home represents the homeowner. So if I were to be rich, or to have someone rich to give me infinite money to decorate their space, I feel like I'd do a good job at that. And another life that I would do or lead, which is kind of like out there, if but I didn't have any more space to write it down. But another one I would lead, because I used to play what's it called? Planet Coaster. I used to play Planet Coaster for hours. So I feel like I could be a good what's it called? Theme park designer. Yeah. Just, it's kind of like interior design, but you're interior designing a theme park. I feel like I'd be a good theme park designer. I'd like pick out the rides, pick out the themes of the restaurants, pick out the themes of where each restaurant location is, and ride location. And I literally had like a whole plan already written down. Well, not written down in my head, but somewhere written down somewhere, of a Avatar The Last Airbender theme park. And I just had like, I had the whole thing planned out of how that would be, how it would look like, how we would like have like fire bending simulations and water bending simulations, and how that would work. And I think I could be an Imagineer. I think I could do that. So yeah, that's another one. I have to write that one down though. That one is pretty good. It's pretty good. So yeah, if I was ever rich, or given the job to do that, I would thrive. So yeah, writing down these lives actually has been very therapeutic and very eye-opening for me, to see like, I have a lot of interest and I can probably do it in this lifetime. Yep. I like it. So the next one was my life pie. Can't show you this little pig. That's my life pie. I colored it. And all the areas that I need help on. If you know, you know. But yeah. Also my tiny little changes. You had to write down 10 tiny changes that you would like to do. It could be daily or it can be a one-time thing. I'll just read a couple. I would like to stretch every day. I feel like I haven't been doing that, and that's one of the ways that I can just relieve stress and tension and be in the moment and be in the now. Is to just, stretch every day. And I don't have to work out. I can just do some yoga for 10 minutes, do some simple stretches for 10 minutes, and it'd be good. Also, too cute. And also, write down what I am grateful for every day. Even though I basically write down the same things every day, it's still good to do it, because I realized when I wasn't doing it, I just started to lose sight of what I have in my life and what I am grateful for. And gratitude is so important, and it also brings in more blessings if you write down what you're grateful for. So I'm gonna start doing that again. Let's see what else. I'll sit in silence every day. I used to meditate a lot, and like just sitting in silence was like so addicting for me that, that's all I would ever want to do, is just like, silence. And I would just like, just sit and then just think, and not think, actually just like meditate and just like be in the moment. And I don't know, I kind of lost that as well. Now I just need dopamine rushes again every 5 seconds. But we're gonna get back to that. We're gonna get back to just being in silent for as long as possible. And it really did help calm me down and made me find gratitude in the everyday as well. And yeah, I have other things, but we're just gonna move on. They also wanted you to write down 5 major activities that you did and see where your time went during the week. My time was not spent wisely, but we're gonna get back to being more mindful about how we're spending our time. That was a very good exercise. And also, all the tiny changes that you avoid doing or didn't do, make that your goal for this week. And that's what I did. Well, I did 2 of them. I wrote down what I'm grateful for, and create art, write, or move. That was my other tiny change. Every day I would either create art, I would write something, anything, which is part of the morning pages, but I have been slacking on that as well. Or move my body, which is either working out or stretching or going for a walk or anything like that. So those are the 2 things that I have done this week. And I did finally pick up the paintbrush again and painted without any like any what's the word, just like any resistance. I was just painting. And like there was another quote that I saw where I think it was a Van Gogh quote, where it was like, by all means paint. Right here. So yeah, it was by Van Gogh. I remembered. If you hear a voice within you that says you cannot paint, then by all means paint, and that voice will be silenced. Vincent Van Gogh. So yeah, just gotta do it. Just gotta do the work. And that's what I did. And I will show you guys my paintings that I did. Real quick paintings, All right. This is going to be another long video. Might have to break it up into 2 parts, but I don't want to. Please. Please. But these are the 3 paintings that I've painted just by, you know, just by looking on Pinterest and like doing something to paint and just like taking my mind off of like everything and all like the worries and stress of life. And so, yeah. I'm super proud of these. I did these all in one night in a couple hours, although they are pretty small, but I'm still proud that I did 3 of them and didn't stop until I was tired. I'm not done with this one yet, but it's just gonna have to do for now. And they're all like the same color scheme, and I'm gonna put them in, you know, a frame. I had like these really cool gold vintage frames that I'm going to be putting it in. And yeah, it's been pretty. Don't look at the bottom. It's not finished, but yeah. So yeah, it feels really good to like look at something that you've completed and know that you can do it again and again and again and again. So, you know, once the momentum starts, it's hard for it to stop. So yeah. Should this be the thumbnail? But yeah, I'm gonna go before this video gets way too long. And yeah, this week has been very good. So reflecting on the reading for this week has been really, really nice. Really, just what I needed for, you know, the era that I was in. And I can't wait to see what week 3 holds. And although I have been slacking on the morning pages, I need to get a new notebook because I'm literally filling up the other notebook with the morning pages. So that's what I've been waiting on, just to get like a nice good book like this, sturdy, not a regular notebook. But they have just been so expensive, like $20 for a notebook. Come on, man. I don't even know how much I got this one for. But yeah, I really want a good one that speaks to me as well. Target has some really good ones, so I might go back there. I haven't been back to Target since I lost my journal there. It's just bad vibes. Anyways, I'll go to a different Target. So yeah, the morning pages have been helping. Julia suggested that, you know, the reader, me, is saying that it feels stupid, but I don't think it's stupid. I think the morning pages are helping, but it's just so much writing. Oh my god. But yeah. And did you do your artist date this week? Yes, I did. I went to the beach, well, a couple weeks ago. And yeah, you guys will see the artist date in some clips. I think you've already seen the artist date in the clips already, but yeah, it was very, very nice. I saw like the best sky ever. Like, I think I went on the most perfect day to like see that sunset. And were there any other issues this week that you considered significant for your recovery? Describe them. I've already described all of them, okay? I loved that it focused on, you know, being in the now and being in, you know, instead of thinking about the past or future, you can just be in the present. And also, I loved that it connected your creativity with being closer to the divine. And God gifted me creativity, and my gift back is to use it. And that was pretty beautiful. So yeah, really love this reading. I cannot wait for week 3. And thank you guys for being here and watching my journey through The Artist Way. I'm getting makeup all over my book, and let's continue to see where this goes. I also have other book reviews that I wanted to do, like from Joe Dispenza, reading that right now, and you know, other things that I want to share on YouTube about all my creative endeavors, because doing the other lives I lead exercise has really actually opened me up to all the other lives that I am living in my creativity and all my creative endeavors and pursuits. So I can't wait to like vlog that. But yeah, thank you, Julia. I appreciate it. And see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much.